Well, they do say that if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. So if I'm going to get something out of myself different for these 2 challenges I've set myself, then I need a new way, a new approach. I need a coach. But how do you find a cycling coach? And how do you decide which one's right for you? In June, I'm going to be racing against 2 of my friends to see which one of us can get the furthest away from home in 7 days. But before that, in May, is a 48-hour challenge to see how far you can get away from home in 48 hours, as it says on the tin. And I've been encouraging subscribers to this channel to take part in that, and there's already 17 of you signed up and another 10 considering it. Now you might well ask, why do I need a cycling coach when I've already had years of experience and thousands of kilometres of riding multi-day rides? True, but there's a big difference between that and trying to ride as far as I absolutely can in 48 hours. So why do I need a cycling coach? There are 3 reasons. 1, I want someone to design a specific programme for me that will help me reach the goals that I've got for this summer. 2, I want the feedback loop that will help me understand whether the programme is working or not. And 3, I quite like the feeling of having the accountability of having to talk to someone who is a coach on a regular basis to keep me ticking over. So where would you go to find a cycling coach? Word of mouth? Talk to your friends, see if anybody else has used a coach? Maybe if you're part of a cycling club, you've already got coaches attached to the club. You might just try searching the internet. Or what about YouTube? There must be tons of coaches on YouTube. I guess there are 4 criteria for you choosing a cycling coach. The first is pretty simple. Is the person qualified to be a cycling coach? Second, there's an element of thinking about cost, of course. Can you afford them? Third, harder to judge. Are they experienced at working with athletes like you? And fourth, the hardest to judge of all is, do you feel like this is the kind of person that you'd be able to get on with? When I think of amazing endurance cyclists in the UK, I think of Mark Beaumont and Jenny Graham. Mark Beaumont, helpfully, has written a book to describe his training routine. But I want more than just copying somebody else's routine from a book. As I mentioned, I want the feedback. So I looked for, who was Jenny Graham's coach? Her coach turns out to be a guy called John Hampshire from Endurance Bike and Run. John fitted every criteria I was looking for. Qualified, affordable, hugely experienced at working with cycling endurance athletes, and importantly for me, in my first conversation with him, told me that he thought what I wanted to do was entirely possible, and that's kind of important too.
Yeah, I think it's doable. You've got a good background. You might not have actually ridden the distance back to back days, but you've done one day at the distance, which is always a good starting point. For longer events, like bikepacking type events, then the objective is really to get fit enough to ride at a certain speed without getting tired. Yeah. And if you can do one day, then it's just really a case of recovering sufficiently to do another day, a realistic thing to do.
So, well, that's good. That's good news. It would have been a short end to the call if you'd have said, no, I don't.
Yeah.
How will we work together? What's your kind of general way of working with athletes?
Okay, so when I start working with somebody, I look at what they've done in the past. So, and then I try to, for a while, I make very small changes. So yeah. I'll start by monitoring what you're doing. I'll start setting more structured sessions and get feedback on how you perform in those structured sessions. I plan 1 week at a time, so I'll give you 1 week's plan. You do the week, give me some feedback, and then I'll adjust it for the next week. And in that way, we'll learn how we communicate with each other most effectively, and we'll hone in on a schedule that works best for you. I'm not looking for a flashy website or a flashy YouTube channel. I'm looking for someone that really knows their stuff and whose advice is plain and simple and easy to understand, easy to follow. So over the next few months, you'll get to see how that program is working out. I'll leave a link below to the Endurance Bike and Run YouTube channel. Even if you're not looking for a coach, there are some fantastic videos in there with advice about how to build a program and how to prep for a bikepacking race. As ever, if you like this kind of stuff, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you soon.